Hi, welcome back to All About the Alternative. I got a comment the other day on one of my old videos from last year. It's actually a video that's doing quite well for me, and I'm actually quite happy with how well that video has turned out, much better than I had ever imagined. But I got a comment there that was asking a question. I'm going to actually respond to that question in the best way possible. I'm going to do a video on it and explain. And it's all about the one-take video. How do you do it? And what happens when the camera wasn't rolling? Be right back. I'm going to explain a little more. I had a comment the other day in regards to one of my videos from last year. It was for my Frigidaire ice maker repair video. And it basically just states very firmly, you didn't actually show what you did. I actually did, and you're right. I had to explain what I did because I don't have a reality crew on hand, and I'm not some family vlogger that is constantly has a videographer on hand to video every moment of my day. And sometimes that's just how it works. You're going about your day and doing stuff, and how often have you been doing something and realized, hey, I did something fantastic. I wish I'd had a camera crew filming that moment that I just did. But unfortunately, that's the one take and done thing. And that's what my video today is really in regards to, is the one take and done, because you only have one chance to make a video of something that's taking place. Just think about it. You're going up a mountain and you're filming as you're going up the mountain and you're explaining how you did it. Maybe it's a survival video of how you went up that mountain to survive. I'm using this as an analogy, but this is really how it works. You know, if someone wasn't taking that video on the way up to that mountain and you got to the top and then you turned on your camera and say, hey, I was down there and now I'm up here, someone is bound to comment and go, well, how'd you get there? Because they didn't see you do it. And I fully understand that. I actually really understand that altogether. Because as I made that video that day, we both, my husband and I, looked at each other and go, why didn't we have the camera rolling while we did the actual procedure that we did? But unfortunately, that's how it works. You just don't have that ability to do that. So, you know, I wish I had some camera following me around in the sky, you know, in my room, just filming every little moment of my day, and you know, got that. Oh, I only got 20 minutes of my day. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's either done on camera or it's not. And if it wasn't seen on camera, sometimes you have to explain the situation, which is actually what I did. In the very beginning of that video, I explained the situation of what we did and some of the procedure of what we did to make the repair. And then I actually went and I showed the end result, which unfortunately was really the only option I had. I wanted to make that video to explain, but of course the only thing I had was the end result in the end, showing how it had actually been repaired. Because the video I had watched prior to that, to actually, I was looking up what to do to solve my problem too, and I had looked. And the thing I came up with was somebody who had done something similar and had opened up their machine, had all the parts all over the place, showed all the parts that they moved, and then closed it all up and said, nope, it didn't work, and they went out and bought a new one, is basically what they explained. And I thought, okay, well, I sort of took all that to heart, pulled the whole thing apart ourselves, and did the exact same procedure, and mine worked. So who knows what happened there. Maybe they just didn't take enough time to let it actually work or whatever. But in my case, it did work. But that's the one take and done. Once it was over with and done, and we had already done the procedure, well, it wasn't going to be, that part of the video just wasn't there. We couldn't do it. And if the video's messed up even as you're in the middle of filming, and the audio's out, something screws up with your actual take of that video, that's the parts that you can't show, because obviously that's some really crappy video you're not going to put out there on YouTube. That's not the quality that you want. And I had the same thing happen actually last week with my video making the candlestick cleaner. You know, those tarnished candlesticks had been like that, and I had actually planned. I had them sitting here for that one video, and I thought I should clean them up before I actually do that video. And that was the plan, and I thought, no, I'm going to do that as a video as well and clean them on camera. But had that not worked, when I went to put on the Brasso, when I went to put on the cleaner, when I went to put on the household cleaner, the homemade cleaner that I had done, if any of that had not recorded, and it was a one-time thing, as you could see, even as I was putting on the chemical, as I was putting as I was putting on the chemical, it was already changing, getting cleaned. So had that not worked in the one take, it would not have been a good video. And I would have had to have stopped and said, no, I'm not going to do the video, and that's all I would have had. So in the end, that's basically what it is. I mean, even the coffee maker one, I mean, anybody can clean their coffee maker with putting in vinegar or putting in the solution into the reservoir and cleaning that. That's a normal procedure anyway. The procedure with the paper clip was the oddball and the thing that most people don't know about. And so that I did on camera. Had that not worked, or it had not recorded properly, that also would not have been a video. Just the way it is. That's your one take and done. If it doesn't work one time, well, then you're out of video. It's not going to happen, and you have no choice. Unlike some of the other ones, and I'm not saying they necessarily do this, but let's say you have a commentary channel and they're showing somebody's reaction to somebody else's video or something like that. They can go back for that moment and recreate the moment. Sure, okay, fine. So they can reach. I'm not saying they do that. I'm just saying that that's what's a possibility, that they can go back to that moment and show it again and talk about it. And they can shut off the camera and go, nope, I want to do it all over again, and record the moment. If something happens in a video where they're trying to show an unboxing, they can close it up of the box again and do the unboxing all over again, unless it's doing it as a live. And again, doing it all on a live show, if you're trying to explain something, glitches are going to happen. But at least you can show that, that's your moment and something happened. But in the case of doing a video and it didn't record or something happened, well, you're out of luck. And that's how it basically works. So if you're looking to do some videos and you think, well, that's what you're commenting on, that something didn't happen or something like that, just think twice, that maybe somehow when you're making those videos, glitches do happen, and the moment just doesn't always wind up being there that you want. That's the way it kind of works. I wish that every moment of my day could be recorded. There are moments when I just go, oh my gosh, wish I had recorded that moment, and that's the way it should be, but it just doesn't always work that way. And well, we hope for the best. I'm not going to stretch out a moment to make something work, but you get all the camera equipment you want and stuff like that. And sometimes when I'm showing a recipe or something like that too, there's another one, showing a recipe. If you're showing a recipe and that doesn't work, and you put everything into the oven and you burnt the stuff, well, you're not going to go out and buy all new stuff and redo it again. The next time you're making the thing, I guess you'll go and you'll record it again, but that won't be your video that day, because, well, who wants to put that out? At least if you can explain something and show how you've done it, and do the procedure or whatever, and show what the end result is. Sometimes you go with what you got, and that's how it works the best. So hopefully that explains that. Hopefully some of the other creators can concur with me that that is basically what happens when you're doing a one-take video. And I got lots more coming with a lot of other things like that. I'm sure that's not the first time that's going to happen. So you'll join me on the next one, I'm sure, and you can give me a like and subscribe, and you can comment below again with whatever you'd like, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.